Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this lovely, beautiful world. I wanted to start today by sharing a little video that I ran across this week with Mel Robbins. If you're not familiar with Mel Robbins, she's a pretty big motivational speaker. I think of her as sort of the female Tony Robbins. And in the video, she does these little video clips that show up on Instagram. And in one this week, she was talking about her anxiety. And I thought it was a really interesting topic because I've heard several people around me talk about these feelings that they have for whatever reason creeping through, these feelings of anxiety or in some cases depression, irritability, all kinds of emotions or feelings that maybe we think of as not very beautiful in the human condition, things that we would rather not have come up. And in the case of anxiety, she talked about how it started to go away when she stopped dealing with the anxiety in her mind and she started dropping into her body. And I thought that was so appropriate because that's what we really do quite often when we're starting our meditations. We practice mindfulness. And, what she said is by doing that, she wouldn't react to the thoughts, but she would actually drop into wherever it was she was feeling it in her body, that particular anxiety or whatever emotion. Really, it's universal. And once she did that, she would find the place where she would feel the anxiety, and then she would focus on that part of the body. So for example, she's feeling it here in her throat. She would drop into the space of her throat. She would put her hands on that particular spot. And then she would tell herself, after taking a deep breath, I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm loved. And why does this work? I think we all know if we practice regularly, but just in case, it takes us out of the thinking mind, which does a great job of time traveling, into the future, which creates anxiety, and into the past, which creates feelings of worthlessness or depression. And it brings us into the body, which is in this present moment. It's always in the present moment. And the present moment, as we know, is all there is. So when you tune into the past or the future, those feelings start to creep in again, right? The anxiety or the worry, the depression, the hopelessness. But mindfulness, tuning into the body in this moment, tuning into what we're doing in the greatest of detail, takes us out of that tendency to time travel. And I always love what Jon Kabat-Zinn says about this. He says that you need to lose your mind to come to your senses. So today, what we're going to do is the practice of 5 senses. We have done this once before, I believe. We're going to do it again today. And what that's going to do is it's going to ground us in the present moment by reconnecting us to all of our senses. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 practice is another way that it's known. And you can do this in just a few minutes. We're going to do it for a slightly longer period of time, and then we're going to go into a body scan and end with a short mindful moment. So as you know, if you've meditated with me before, I love to talk about a couple of essentials. I'll be quick today. The first one is it's okay to have thoughts. Thoughts are natural. And when you notice that your mind is time traveling to the future, to the past, to planning, all you need to do is bring it back to your senses, to your body, to what is happening in this moment. The second one is don't try too hard to have a certain experience. Just have the one that you're having that's unfolding right in front of you. The third one is don't try too hard to have a certain experience, but have the experience, let go of expectations. Sorry, it's important to treat every meditation like it is your first and only meditation. and welcoming everything that comes across your path, resisting nothing. Always be kind to yourself, like a good friend would. And the last one is to stick with the practice. Whatever is happening, even if it gets challenging, you're really distracted, it's like training for the mind. Okay, so we'll be meditating today for about 20 minutes, and I will keep track of the time. So let's go ahead and begin. We'll begin our practice today with our eyes open instead of closed, and then I will prompt you to close your eyes. Since we're going to do the five senses practice, the first thing that I'll do is invite you to move into a comfortable upright position, seated with your hands on your lap. And you might just get the final tension or wiggles out, maybe shrug your shoulders. I like to just kind of do this and stretch a little bit, maybe circle your neck. And tune into a point in front of you, perhaps about 6 to 8 inches from where your body is. And begin to deepen the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Just signaling to your body that it's okay to relax and be here in the present moment. Inviting softness, perhaps sinking further into the support beneath you, and softening your belly, your shoulders, perhaps the creases around your eyes. Bringing your breath to its natural rhythm and depth. And taking a moment now just to arrive. And when you're ready, turn your attention to 5 things that you see around you. Perhaps tuning into the finer details of that which you see. You might tune in to colors or shapes. Perhaps there's a pattern that you haven't noticed before. Notice perhaps how the shadows play on any particular thing that you see. Notice perhaps how that which you put your visual attention on makes you feel. Now gently close your eyes. And focus on 4 things that you feel. Might be the clothing on your skin, the butterflies that you might have in your stomach, the coolness of the air. Notice what's true for you, what you feel in these next moments. Now turning your attention to three things that you can hear, refraining from any judgment and simply noticing the quality of the sounds, perhaps the ones that are near or far, tuning into whatever is in your environment in this moment. Now turning your attention to two things that you can smell. Perhaps noticing smells that are around you, pleasant or unpleasant. Perhaps there's air freshener or food in the background, the smell of shampoo. Simply notice. And turning your attention now to one thing that you can taste. Perhaps it's that last sip of tea that you took, or a breath mint, even the air around you. You might even open your mouth and see if anything occurs to you. For a few moments now, tune into all of the sensations that you noticed, all of the things that you might notice in this moment. What do you notice perhaps about your inner landscape? Perhaps you have emotions that have risen to the surface, or thoughts that have poked in. And as you bring the mind and the body and the breath together in this present moment, notice what is true for you. Perhaps in this moment, raising your hand to a part of the body that needs attention. And wherever that might be, remind yourself, I am okay. I am safe. I am loved. We'll begin our mindful body scan now. And as I call your attention to various areas of the body, move your awareness slowly and deliberately to that particular area, allowing your attention to rest for a few seconds or so on each body part in an easy and continuous fashion, noticing every sensation that you feel, whatever that might be for you today. Perhaps a coolness or warmth, tension, or pain. Welcome it all. And then relax, noticing the areas of tension that crop up again, bringing compassion, and then relaxing again. And if at any time you feel distracted by a sensation, a thought or a sound, an emotion, simply acknowledge it. And then ever so gently, let it go. There's no right or wrong with this practice. And bringing your attention now to your scalp, the top of the head, around the head. Notice any sensations there. Moving to your forehead, your temples, feeling into any tension and letting it go, softening the eyes, ears, the cheeks, letting any tension around the mouth and the corners of the mouth, the roof of the mouth simply melt away. Feeling your lips and your tongue, your chin and your jaw. Perhaps tucking your chin in slightly and allowing the back of the neck to lengthen. Softening your throat, tuning into any sensations that might be present in that part of the body. At any point in this body scan, you feel the urge to put your hand in a particular spot. You're welcome to do so, reminding yourself, I am safe, I am okay, I am loved. Moving now to your shoulders, allowing your arms to hang loosely, resting your hands gently in your lap or at your sides. Scanning your right upper arm, moving into your elbow, in your forearm, tuning into your right hand, your palm, and each finger starting with your thumb and your pointer finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky. Allowing any tension to move now completely through your right arm and out your fingers. Moving now to your left arm, starting at your upper arm, moving to your elbow, your left forearm, wrist, moving to your left palm, into your left fingers, starting with your left thumb, pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Moving to your left upper arm, down your entire arm, allowing all tension to move through and out your left fingers. Noticing the sensations in your upper back, relaxing any tension, any stickiness as you move to your middle back, down into your lower back. Tuning into any places that might feel constricted, enjoying the places that feel loose and easy. Bringing your attention to the front of your body, tuning in to the top of the chest, the breastbone, the ribs, relaxing the diaphragm, the heart, the belly. Noticing any sensations that are here for you, allowing them to be as they are. Softening your hips, releasing any tension in the pelvis, in your seat. Feeling the support of the cushion or the chair, the sofa upon which you're sitting. Really allowing it to hold you, to support you fully. Noticing what it feels like to be held, to be okay, and to be safe. Bringing your attention now to your left leg, beginning with your hip, moving into your quadricep and your upper leg, migrating down to your knee, kneecap, into your lower leg, into your calf, to the ankle bone, and the bottom of the foot, Noticing what it feels like to rest on the earth, to ground, tuning in to the left toes, the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and the pinky toe. Turning your attention to the hip, the top of the left hip, and moving any residual energy or tension down through the leg, all the way through the left toes and out of the body. And bring your attention now to your right hip, moving from the top of the right hip down into the quadricep, to the kneecap, bringing your attention now into the right calf, down into the ankle bone, into the foot, and noticing the bottom of the foot, where the foot makes contact with the earth, and grounding into the earth. Moving your attention to the right big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and the pinky toe. Moving back to the right upper hip and allowing any energy, any residual tension to move down through the leg, all the way out the right toes. Softening a bit, allowing yourself to be held. And feeling your body now as a whole. Tuning into any subtle movements, perhaps any twitching, swaying, any adjusting. Feel what it feels like to be this complete and full embodied presence. To be connected to all parts of your body. To be whole. To completely and totally come to your senses. Now bring a very gentle attention to your breath. Perhaps you can bring attention to the nostrils, to the throat, to the lungs. Notice where the breath is for you. And tune into the breath as it enters and exits the body. Perhaps following it in with a gentle in and out with a gentle out. It's like resting the mind on the breath. Perhaps picturing the breath like a cushion or a pillow, where your mind is gently resting. And continue to breathe in and out at your own pace. I'll keep track of the time. Perhaps now inviting a joyful peace to arise by silently repeating to yourself, I am okay. I am safe. I am loved. Jon Kabat-Zinn says, coming to our senses involves cultivating an overarching awareness of all of our senses, including our own minds and their limitations, including the temptation when we feel deeply insecure and have a lot of resources to try to control as rigidly and as tightly as possible all the variables in the external world. An impossible and ultimately depleting, intrinsically violent and self-exhausting enterprise. Begin now to tune into your surroundings once again. Bringing some gentle movement back into the body, perhaps with a wiggle of the toes, a gentle stretch, perhaps a neck roll, being gentle with yourself, and returning to this world around us ever so gently. Deepening the breath. And when you're ready, you can gently blink the eyes open, returning your sense of sight, returning to your sense of sight, and taking in your surroundings visually, noticing perhaps the items that you tuned into at the start of the meditation, how they may have changed or evolved. When you're ready, I welcome and invite you to bring your hands together in a prayer position, bringing your thumb knuckles to your breastbone, and bowing your head for just a moment, thanking yourself for being here today. Despite all of the challenges and the things that could have your attention, you showed up today. So I thank you. The light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. We'll see you next time.